Did you know that this famous skater almost went broke? That's right. Today, we're gonna be talking about Tony Hawk. He was a skateboarding prodigy who started skating at a very young age and ended up making over 6 figures in high school. He had brand deals, he won contests, and eventually ended up buying a house. He had everything any high schooler could ever want until he didn't. Suddenly, skating's popularity tanked. He lost his deals and people weren't as interested anymore. Maybe he was just desperate, or maybe he knew that skating would come back. Either way, he pressed forward. So what ended up happening to him? Well, as somebody who played the Tony Hawk skateboarding games growing up, I can tell you he ended up okay. Actually, he's doing more than okay. Tony Hawk is now making more money than he ever did before. Across all the companies that he's a part of, he makes over $5.5 million on Amazon a year. This includes Tony Hawk clothing, skateboards, video games, the whole lot. So if we look back at this story, there's a couple takeaways. First, Tony Hawk is a badass skater. We all knew that. 2, you need to know your market. He knew that skating would come back, and so he pressed forward and ended up making millions off of it. So how do you get so confident in what you're selling? Market research. A lot of tools out there will let you look at data about a product, but not at the market as a whole. If you really want to win on Amazon, you need to get that top-down view. So we're gonna use Smart Scout's subcategories tool to look at what market research can do for you. So we're actually gonna go into the skateboards subcategory. We're gonna go down to standard skateboard. And if we click on this little magnifying glass right here, we can look at the scope tool to see historical data. So if we look at the last year, we obviously have the Q4 spike around Christmas, people getting their skateboards. But other than that, it's pretty constant. If we look at the 2-year date range, we can actually see that the Q4 this year was quite a bit higher than Q4 last year. So it is constant, but it's also on the rise. That's just one piece of data you can look at with the subcategory and scope tool. If you want to try it out for yourself, use code SMART2024 to get 25% off for your first 3 months. Look at your market and see if you can become as successful as Tony Hawk.